swallow
because
everything.
Because but they're correcting themselves, which is what you're saying is. Am I not putting?
No,
I slept
right.
like 4 hours last night.
Like science, you have a theory.
They're rope-a-doping me. Help me! I'm getting rope-a-doped by two flat earthers.
It evolves.
Oh, that's just crazy talk.
The theories evolve, right? Like this is what we think. And then, they're like, oh, wait, we were wrong about that.
Right.
We discovered something else. Turns out that they're more closely
So
related
why
to
are we
birds.
so inclined to believe everything then when they're
Because
really
we're not
wrong
smart enough to figure it out on ourselves.
Right.
I
don't care that much.
Yeah, I read an article about like that telescope that they're like looking at the black hole.
The Hubble?
Mm-hmm.
And not the Hubble, it's a different one, right?
It's like 5 different ones, right?
Yeah, it's like these 5 telescopes that now they're looking at a black hole. And I'm like, this is really interesting. And I read the article and I'm like, half the shit I'm like, I don't know what this means because it's all physics
Okay,
stuff.
I want to tell you this, and I know you're going to think I'm crazy, though.
Okay.
It has to do with telescopes, too.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure.
We're living next door to each other. I got a telescope in my window.
I'm not sure that all the pictures that they throw out there for consumption for the public are real.
Dude, who knows if we even went to the moon?
Because
I wouldn't be shocked at anything.
There's a site just recently dropped. Q, you might want to look it up.
Okay.
They found a penguin on Mars.
All right.
Which leads me to believe, obviously, there's no penguins on Mars. But they're fucking throwing out shit that they didn't look at close enough. And they're not real pictures from another planet.
They're probably so preoccupied making up these fake black hole pictures that they the quality control drops.
Don't go off fucking
Are you talking about
topic.
a Sun reader? The Sun, the British newspaper, spotted a penguin behind a rock on Mars.
But there's
That's like the Weekly
got
World
reporters.
News, though.
That can't be what
that's
you're.
like
That can't be what you're throwing my way.
What's the Sun?
This is
that's
fucking.
like
It's Bat Boy level shit.
Oh, no, that's not the picture anyway. Look at under just images.
There is here it is on Yahoo News saying a scientist is claiming it. These so-called scientists with their fucking Armani
obviously,
suits.
That's it.
All right, there's your penguin.
Does it look
All
like
right.
a penguin?
Sure, but it also looks like a rock, or it looks like a duck.
So, yeah, what they're expecting you to believe then, this one guy anyway, he's convinced he spotted a penguin, that in a fucking airless atmosphere, one penguin is hanging out on
It's clearly a rock behind it that's smaller in comparison.
That's reflecting swamp
clearly
glass
it could
off
be
the.
a little penguin sticking his head around a rock and it's taken from some other location and then presented to the world as like NASA presents more photos so they can get more funding.
Wait, what?
It's all a fucking game, man. It's all lies.
But I don't understand what you just said.
Because NASA wants to make sure that they constantly are throwing out
things to get the public interest. Yes.
so they can keep getting funding and all their millions.
So just again, and I'm only asking because I want this straight in my own head. You think the fact that the human race has successfully landed robots on Mars isn't enough to keep interest and money flowing? We now need penguins.
We put a penguin on Mars, too.
Well, I'm not sure that
you don't think there's a penguin on Mars?
No.
Okay.
I believe that photo was taken on Earth and was not fact-checked or was not given the thorough once-over by everybody. It was released.
Like a penguin wandered onto set from the fucking local zoo somehow?
No, it was probably taken from some other locale. Well, this looks alien enough if we twinge or tweak the colors.
Let's put a red filter on it.
Yes.
Yeah. So you don't think we're on Mars at all?
I believe they've tried to get on Mars, and I believe that when photos they can't get them, they'll fake them then.
So you don't believe we're on Mars?
I believe they tried to get on Mars.
Right.
I believe they sent that rover, and maybe it did.
Ones that
didn't make
crashed.
But to continuously get all these crystal clear photos, I find it hard to believe.
Why?
Look how far away Mars is, and you're getting photos. I mean, I can't even download a file sometimes that people send me.
Yeah, but they're not using Verizon, brother. They're
Really? Fucking dial up. No, they don't. They did say like the moon landing, it was like an incredibly small amount of memory that did all this shit, right?
Yeah.
Like some computer.
Yeah.
Like not nearly enough.
I mean, I don't want to sound. Again, I'm not no conspiracy theorist.
No.
But when you look at things really closely and you start to like pick things apart.
Yeah.
And I don't see there's anything wrong with doing it.
devil's
And
in the
I
detail.
can't
Go
stand
for it.
people who just want to
My
just
entire
shut people
existence
down.
is based on cynicism. I love it.
The devil is in the details.
Yeah, I just don't want to look at things too closely. Like, if they want me to believe that we went to the moon, I'm fine believing that. If they want me to believe that we're on Mars, I'm okay believing it.
But why would you want to believe things that aren't true, though? What's a life
What's truth?
built upon lies, though? What is an existence like that, though? Wouldn't you rather know the truth than not know the truth?
Would I rather know? Yes. Am I going to get worried if I don't know? Not really. What difference does it make to me? It makes no difference to me whether we're on Mars or not.
But
I'll
Personally, no. It won't make a
I'll never
difference.
see the benefits of any of this stuff.
But if they're lying to you about that, what else are they lying to you about?
Yeah, but my point is I don't care about any of it. What should I care about?
All right. What about this?
What do you care about?
Natty. What about this, though? Should science try to cure death? Because they're trying to do it now.
Yeah, hopefully in the next 30 years.
You think they should do that?
I would
Only
love
for the wealthy and entertaining.
Yeah. You got to prove your worth through at least 8 seasons of television.
Do you hear what they do with the pig's brain cells?
Can you cut it down to 7? Maybe?
Yeah, 7, 6.5. What's going on?
Did you hear what they did with the pig's brain cells?
No, what's going on?
They brought them back to life.
Awesome.
So like zombie pig?
Well, just the brain cells, not the pig. Like,
But they were necrotic? Like they were totally
dead.
And they
Totally
brought them
dead,
back?
and they were able to do some shit to it to start making them vital again.
What happened to religious people getting worked up about this kind of stuff? Remember like the first test tube baby they got worked up about, and then stem cells they got worked up about? Where are people where they're like, you're reanimating pigs now?
Well, I think that once it gets really close to no, they're not reanimating pig. That's
Soon.
not really accurate, though. They just took some cells and were able to turn them back on.
Right.
Do you think, though, that, I mean, all honesty, not as a joke, but do you really think science should be trying to solve death?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
Death is a bad condition, man.
But what, so
Ain't no
we-
coming back from it.
No, well,
Do we
not
need to be
yet.
taking care of all these older and older and older and older people?
How long should a person be able to? So indefinitely, infinity. At what point then does
Well, you
the
got to
world
cure.
suffer
You got to
from that?
cure aging. You got to cure aging as well.
Right, because you keep getting older and older. Like, nobody's going to bang
Well,
you.
it's
And then you're
interesting.
like, well, why am I even here?
When I had the surgery on my wrist 4 weeks ago, the guy was telling me that so I thought I said this on the show already, but that kids that are being born today could expect to live to like 100, 120 years old. And he said
Really?
that the problem is
Who
Go-
said this?
the hand surgeon that I had. He said that the
Real surgeon?
problem
Was
is
it
going
in
to
Mexico
be.
or something that you got this.
Yeah, well, I flew down to
Go
Mexico.
south of the border. So how much am I
I
saving?
know you're a cheap motherfucker. I would have put it past you.
You got a butt implant.
You found him at Zewanehu?
He said the problem is that our bodies just will not be able to handle as long as like you can make you live forever, but your joints are all going to need to be replaced.
So you would be like a zombie. Be like, dude, I was fucking 40, 45, whatever, and I had to get a knee replaced.
Yeah.
So
No,
another,
you'd be all mechanical. You'd be Darth Vader.
Yep.
except for your brain, which they keep fixing up.
If they could fix Alzheimer's.
Right.
It'd be great if they could. I would love it. I would take it in a heartbeat.
You're the guy that says it like you're just so tired. Yeah. So
Yeah,
how
but
much
if-
more do you want to put up with this, though?
No, but
And
I
what
could
about-
stop.
What about the next society, the next generation, and generation after that, and generation?
I don't have any kids. I'm not. No. I'm my own replacement.
No.
You had kids, so you have to die. I'm holding on to my spot. Okay, I'm not giving it up.
Technically, I didn't have kids either.
that's right.
We're hanging out.
That's right.
No, but I'm just saying. But if ever, no one's dying,
Get him's in too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
The
you're
world
the
is
only one
over.
that's fucked. We'll talk about you in 1,000 years.
That's why Dr. Flanagan over here is trying to fucking find a cure for death.
but the world is
Yeah,
overpopulated.
I think that's
as
a
it
good
is.
rule. You don't think that's a good rule? If you spawn a replacement, then you have to go. If you don't spawn a replacement, you get to stay.
It's going to be a shithole. The whole world's going to be.
It's
a
already a
shithole.
shithole.
Right. Well, not every place, but
Well, I'm not saying
if
Island,
no
but, you
one's dying,
New York City is.
Yeah.
if no one's dying and we're overcrowded and overpopulated as it is,
Yeah.
what will that world look like if no one's dying and we're keeping everybody alive?
It won't be my problem.
Who's
You're
going to be
gonna
taking
living
care of
on
these
it.
older people?
No, it won't be my problem. I'll be fine. No, I'll be okay. No, but you
So do
got to
you keep
figure.
working? Also, do you keep working the whole time?
You'd
Because
have to.
You have to sustain yourself. So you're like 400 and you're like, you gotta go into work.
I mean, I'm not saying it's ideal, but at a certain point, there's going to be a tipping point where you've made enough money to take 100 years off.
That's true.
You know?
Can you come back and people are still into IJ after 100 years?
Oh God, I don't think in 5 years people are going to be into IJ, but you never
IJ,
know.
the
This
next
match
generation.
game shit's giving me hope.
Yeah, right? It lives on. It affects people in a real way.
Well, you got to assume that if we start colonizing other planets,
Yeah.
If there's
We're gonna
penguins
send
on
the
Mars,
elderly
why
there?
not? We already got part of a zoo.
You
on
actually
Mars.
believe that's a option.
you don't think that's eventually going to be possible?
We can't fucking bring water and foliage to
Who?
Africa, to the continent. We can't get them sustaining
Who's
things.
we? Why can't Africa get their
Science
own water and
community.
fucking
The science community can't figure out how to make Africa
Green.
Well, I'm not
Green.
talking about tomorrow, but you don't think eventually we will?
But yet we're gonna go to another planet. We're gonna be able to pull it off there.
Like eventually, you don't think so?
That is true. Most of the planets look like Africa. Any number of African countries, right? Like old
I don't know.
desert and shit.
What do you mean you don't know? It's never gonna happen.
Never going to happen.
You know how much
Never going to happen.
money it would take?
Well, then you're like, I mean, if you're going to these places,
And
then you're
who do you
creating
bring?
artificial atmosphere. You gotta
Yeah.
truck in all
Who's
that
gonna
water.
get to go?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Why? What have
America's
you really
sweetheart.
done to warrant that kind of privilege?
Nothing. I've done nothing.
Right. So you aren't going to be able to go. We're going to have to take people of substance. Not that you're not, but I mean, like
No, it's
people
all
who
right.
will be-
I'm okay with that. Continue.
That's what I thought you thought anyway.
but like scientists.
Yeah.
And people who will be able to
but if-
really do.
but if I get
because they're the new pilgrims, the
Sure.
space age pilgrims.
But if I live forever,
and they didn't
I
take
could learn
comedians,
to
as I
do that
recall, on the
shit.
Santa Maria and the fucking
Oh my
Pinta.
God.
They took people that could get shit done when they got there.
Santa Maria.
Well, what about
The Pinto.
that's a ship? If you got hit
He's
from behind, it exploded.
He schooled a paleontologist today.
dressed in Armani, head to toe.
I can't remember all the ship's names, but you know what I'm
Oh,
talking
there's
about.
3. That's a lot. The Santa.
What's it called?
The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria.
None of them had comedians on them.
You don't know that?
I know it for
Well,
a
they were
fact.
pilgrims. They had sticks up their
There's
asses.
probably nothing to joke about. Like,
But they were. If there was a comedian on there, a guy with a sense of humor,
Yeah.
he wasn't put on the boat because of it.
No. He's just a wise ass.
Yeah.
In fact, he's probably the first one they eat when they run out of fucking.
He was the captain's jester.
Right, but you got to remember. Look, I'm a professionally trained fireman, man. I got skills.
Those skills are eroding every day.
Yeah, but if I have
because of
100,
his age or because
Both.
fires are. Oh,
yeah,
No,
but
because
but
he's
if I
out of
know
the
I'm
game.
immortal, I'm gonna get back in the game.
So wait. You think that your skills of firefighting on the ground on Earth will transfer up into space?
No, I think that I have the time to get trained. If I'm immortal, I could get trained in
we're
space
still,
firefighting.
we're still immortal. Okay, all right.
But that's the basis of this whole conversation, isn't it?
Oh, I thought maybe you just thought maybe in when shit gets really goes south that we'll start to look at another planet.
If I think eventually the human race will go to other planets. We're talking. I thought
Even
we were
without
talking
the immortal. Let's
without
throw
the immortal, but just the
Without the immortal
continuity
cube.
of humanity.
You think that at a
the
certain
Immortal
point,
comic.
Yeah,
Earth will colonize another planet?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's inevitable.
Also, I
It's
think
never
because
gonna
everyone's so worked up, we glossed over that it's the Mayflower that brought the Pilgrims. The other ones were the Columbus ships, right?
That is most likely correct. Yeah.
I believe so.
Even on all right, so you
1492, Columbus
No,
sailed the
no,
ocean blue.
Yeah, the Mayflower brought the Pilgrims.
Mayflower and what? There wasn't one ship. There were other ships.
I thought that was the one that they always taught you about in school. I mean, you want to talk about bullshit? Like, forget science, like history,
Oh, when it glosses over like the bad stuff.
everything.
Yeah.
So if-
well,
so
like the
if
shit
that
that they
was-
teach you
right
in
So if that
elementary
was the
school.
curriculum, what makes you think that science wasn't also tweaked?
Oh, I think it is tweaked all the time. I mean,
tweaked
not big shit, like not
Little
like.
shit? What's the point of tweaking little shit?
Well, like says, devil's in the details. They're like the sun's 93 million miles away, depending on the season or whatever. Who's going to argue between 93 and 95? There's no way to tell. But like little shit, little everyday shit that they may need to adjust, whether it's a medical science or that kind of thing.
And those 3 ships were Columbus's.
So how is it one of the 9 planets in our solar system? You think we'll have to look outside the solar system?
I'm just relearning about ships right now.
Didn't we boot Pluto?
think
Do you,
so.
but do you think we'll
There's
have to
8
look
planets.
outside our solar system, Q, for this planet, Earth 2?
I think it comes down to travel and energy. If they could figure out a way to replicate energy and cross distances
Without
then
it taking decades.
I think the world is. I think the universe.
Well, it
is
doesn't matter.
ours.
We're immortal, so it
Event
doesn't
Horizon
matter.
No,
Telescope, that's what it
immortality
is.
is not in the equation.
Event Horizon Telescope. That's what I was thinking of before. I couldn't remember the name.
Do you remember that movie, Event Horizon?
Yeah, it's actually really good.
Yeah, does it hold up? 'Cause
Yeah,
I
it
remember
does.
loving
It
it.
definitely does.
Yeah.